Hey, what's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? Bob from the channel Pies and Cakes. And I got a question for you. Has God ever spoken to you audibly? For me, the answer is yes. God has spoken to me audibly many, many times. Many times. Started in 2014. And, that was very, very, very shocking. I have to admit, when God speaks to you, it's kind of like, well, what did I do? Well, it was what I wasn't doing. I wasn't getting closer to God. And believe it or not, that's the very first thing he said to me was, get closer to God. And I was sitting next to someone when this happened. As a matter of fact, I was in the middle of getting stoned. I took a huge hit. I stood up and I got a hell of a head rush and I had to sit back down. Next thing I know, he's shaking me and I'm coming awake. And God spoke right into my ear, man, right there. He said, get closer to God. And, I told the person who was right there, I told him, I said, man, God just spoke to me. And he was like, yeah, whatever. But I'll tell you what. It only takes God to speak to you once for you to understand. And the very next day I took out the Bible and I started to read it. And that was in 2014, I would dare to say around March. Now, I wasn't much of a practicing Christian at the time. I love that. But, slowly but surely God drew me closer to him through this channel. And the second time I believe that God spoke to me was when I was walking. I used to walk up in the morning about 2 hours before sunrise, and I go up and walk up this quarter-mile road up to this tower on the top of the highway. A beautiful place to shoot. And on my way up there, God told me that they know you're here and they're coming. And I was like, well, what do you mean they know I'm here? Who knows I'm here? And he just said they're coming. And I was like, alright. So I just kept walking. Now, mind you, this is pitch black dark. It's 2 hours before sunlight. And I'm walking by myself up through the woods with a cup of coffee. And never once did I look back. I never once looked back. I don't know why, but I wasn't afraid. But anyway, before I got to the top, he said they're here. And they're coming. And I said, well, what do you want? What do you want me to do? You want me to take off? And he said, no. And so I said, okay. I just kept walking up to the top. And he said, they're going to kill you. And at that moment, I got scared because I had 2 little kids. And I sure as hell didn't want anything to happen to my kids. And never mind myself without being able to say goodbye. It's very important to me as a father, as a parent. So, but he said not to run. And so I didn't. And I sat up there for about an hour. And I cried a little bit, I have to admit, because I wasn't ready to die. I wasn't ready. I never said I was, especially back then. But I surely wasn't ready to die. But I stood there, and I didn't leave. Until at least an hour later, I told God, you know what? If they're coming, where are they? Why haven't they killed me now? God wanted me to understand something. Sometimes in the face of death, you have to take a stand. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes. Or there is no time for sleeping on it. And that's what happened. There was no option. To run away was not an option. To stand there was my only option, to face death. And I said to the Lord, well, if they're going to shoot me, they better shoot me, because once you get close enough to me, well, then I'm going to fight like a fucking badger on fire. You can bet that. You can take that one to the bank. I love God with everything I have, folks. All I've tried to do is share what He has said with me. Does that make me a liar? You can ask God yourself. Not very difficult to do. Ask Him. The closer you are to God, the more He'll reveal to you. I promise you that. Sometimes you have to stand up even when you're not ready. That's what life is all about. I love you, and I thank you for taking a few minutes to listen to this. It's true. This is just one of the times that God has spoke to me, and I'll share some of the other times with you. If you do me a favor, I'd appreciate if you join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Thank you very much. God bless all of you. Peace out.